Alrighty guys, we're doing Mega Man X Sigma Palace 2. Okay. Boink. Oh yay, red armor. Okay, kill yourself, buddy. Oh yeah, we get all our ammo back for that. Now we're basically invincible. Until proven not.
I mean, it's not like the show's been very kind to them in the past. After the 2008 Olympics, Cartman was convinced that China was going to invade America and took an entire P.F. Chang's hostage while dressed like this.
Let's see.
There's also a prominent side character whose entire point is to be literally every Chinese stereotype in the book. And who could forget that time when they took on China in the World Championships of dodgeball? That was one of the most iconic jokes on the show.
Okay, so if we do that, we get to keep the right armor. Bet. Okay, so we can keep the right armor for a while. It's gonna be the same thing, though.
Do you have any non-dairy creamer?
Oh, we were able to dodge. Bet.
South Park, Matt and Trey used to make these live-action intros for the VHS releases of the show that were always very funny. And in the intro for the Dodgeball episode, they discussed their recent trip to China where they did some fun sightseeing.
Trey and I got the idea for this episode when we visited Beijing, China together. That's right, we saw the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, and even Tiananmen Square, where Chinese students were killed by soldiers. Here we are reenacting the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Let's see.
After we got out of jail reenacting the Tiananmen Square massacre, we went back home and thought, wow, China is really stupid. Let's make fun of it. So we did.
A bit surprising to say the least. So before we talk about what the episode did,
Oh yeah, this fight's gonna be easy.
it's important that we understand how censorship in China works, particularly with Western media trying to break into the Chinese market. I wanted to give a quick shout out to Monkey, who has an incredible video going into depth about a lot of the things that are banned in China and how their censorship works.
Boing.
It provided me with a lot of information I'm going to share here, so go check out that video if you're interested in a more in-depth look. The internet in China is heavily monitored and regulated. The vast majority of Western websites and social media are blocked on their internet. This massive list of censored websites and topics is humorously referred to as the Great Firewall. So instead, China creates their own versions of these websites. Basically, China has their own internet entirely. Their own YouTube, Amazon, Twitter, basically any site you want to access on the internet, and all of these Chinese websites are regulated by the state. What's how Michael, I told you, be careful, huh? You have big eyes, small face, and I like it. What's your WeChat? This allows all of the traffic on these sites to be monitored and censored by
Oh, we have to jump up. Okay, I thought it was on the ground.
and discourages citizens from looking for alternatives. Oh, you want to use
No, I hate this board.
literally have Twitter at home, and there's none of those icky Westerners on there. China number one, long live Xi Jinping. This means that if they don't want
Oh
people
my
talking about
god,
something,
no
they have the
wonder.
ability to block
We still have to do the
them.
climb. That was just
Say I want to talk
preparing
about the
us to get to it.
educational training centers that are totally not concentration camps, or the place where absolutely nothing of interest happened at all. Anything I would try to
Oh
put
good, this can still one shot. Or the platform can just go, oh, you want to come on the platform? We go to the left instead. Cause we hail.
Pretty much everything that Chinese citizens can access is controlled by the state. They make it as hard as possible to access anything that might
We can't use Thin Chameleon's weapon because the boss of this stage is weak to it.
be exposed to the ideologies and beliefs of the CCP, and in doing so, create a state that finds power in its unity. It's mass manipulation and censorship of public
But-
opinion on a massive scale. It's basically 1984, which ironically is in China. Worst of all, it's
So we can, because the wall kicking up, we can wall jump, yes. You can, but there's another thing you can do.
free will.
See how you can get,
Chinese citizens,
how I went a little faster. If you dash while wall jumping, you go further.
which reminds me of today's
I pressed it and it didn't work.
VPNs are widely used and allow users to break through this great firewall and access the rest of the internet, kind of like modern-day Mongolians.
Good, we
It's
married
estimated
it.
that around 30% of
Duh.
users in China use VPNs, which means that for about 6 million Chinese people,
Die.
access to the internet is regulated by the state. This heavy regulation
I can't even get on the platform.
Western media that isn't banned in China. You see, when a massive corporation sees the potential to break into a new market, they tend to do whatever it takes to do that, especially when that market
The show lasts so long.
potential customers, which is why many American corporations are more than willing to censor or change their media to comply with Chinese censors. Hollywood, in particular, has become notorious for their willingness to cut out and change parts of movies that the CCP doesn't like so that they can be released in China. Things like Chinese characters being killed, gay characters, mentions of Taiwan, Chinese Taipei. And really, they just censor anything that doesn't outright paint China in the best light possible. For example, in the Chinese version of World War Z, they had to cut out a scene of characters discussing how the zombie virus originated in China. Not even that it did come from China, just that it might have. Basically, every major media
I jumped!
does this in some way, with companies like Disney being the biggest culprits. And it's not just limited to movies.
Oh my god, his favorite move to spam.
China and went out of their way to get back in their good graces after one of their employees said something the CCP didn't like. We'll talk more about this later in the video. This censorship is also common in the video game market, with countless games releasing special versions of their games that are only available in China to prevent the population from interacting with the outside world, as well as often changing different aspects of the
God,
game
the stupid
by their
birds.
censors.
His favorite move to spam, ladies and gentlemen. His retarded, I'm gonna attack you.
Usually known for their ethical business practices, the incredible potential of tapping into the Chinese market is just too much to refuse. Even if it means
Finally.
sacrificing their creative integrity and supporting
These are the weaknesses.
funding a state that is actively working to dismantle the Western world. And not to mention funding a state that's totally not committing a genocide, which is so crazy because obviously today the Western world would never fund a state that's openly committing a genocide.
Oh my god, can I just pick up the...
We could all agree that these corporations could use some integrity. And in 2019, the two creators of a cartoon thought the exact same thing. They felt inspired to make a statement.
Oh, how do you want me to know there's a bottomless pit there if I can't see it? That's like telling someone who's blind to walk forward and then there's just a pit there. That's literally what they're telling me to do, but okay.
On October 2nd of 2019, the second episode...
Oh wow, now they decide to let me see.
...titled Banned in China. And no, my spelling of banned in my every South Park controversy video was not a typo. That's actually how it's spelled. It's a pun related to the side plot of the episode, okay? The episode opens with Stan writing some music for his new band when Randy busts in...
Wait, is this the... Oh, wait, okay.
This episode takes place in the midst of Randy's notorious Tegrity Farms arc when all he cared about was selling weed and finding ways to make insane amounts of money doing so. His idea is genius, and it's shocking that no one has ever thought of it.
Boink.
We could grow the family business by selling Tegrity to the Chinese.
He just found out that there's actually a lot of people in China, and he wants to tap into that market. This would mean missing Stan's concert with his new band, and because he's a genius businessman, he sees another opportunity to increase his sales by forcing Stan to wear a Tegrity shirt while he's not there to promote it.
Then again, I guess family doesn't mean all that much to me.
At the Autumn Fest, Stan performs the song about living on a farm with his new band, Crimson Dawn. It's honestly such a toe tapper.
Oh wait, no, I already have all my weapon energy back.
And of course they make Jimmy the drummer the only instrument that requires functioning legs to play, especially at this tempo. Surely he'd need a double kick pedal to be ripping it as hard as he is, but I'm not going to question it. Also, fun fact, the song is called Useless Sacrifice, and it's by a real metal band called Death Decline. Later in the episode, they also use the song Second Skin by Dying Fetus. On his way to China, Randy quickly realizes that everyone going to China works for companies trying to break into the market, and of course he's upset because everyone stole his totally original idea.
Oh, for Christ's sake! You have a good idea and everyone wants to copy you.
He even sees some recognizable faces. Back at the farm, the band is rehearsing their new song when a producer interrupts to offer a proposal to the band.
What we need to focus on is your biopic.
Also, side note, I love this.
Nope, still has spikes.
The producer snapping along with music like it's a pop tune. It reminded me of the people.
Yeah, I would never have been able to do this if I didn't have a PS5 controller, any Bluetooth controller.
Oh, I love this song.
No, when I mean I literally couldn't, I mean I actually... Okay.
And they end up brainstorming ideas for their new biopic. They begin by discussing how their band was formed, and they immediately get a taste of what it entails to make a lot of money in Hollywood.
And then Kitty learned to play bass watching YouTube videos of John Lennon with the Dalai Lama.
Talking about the Dalai Lama doesn't go over well with the Chinese.
The what?
Oh, that's right. China definitely wouldn't allow any mention of the Dalai Lama because he's kind of the symbol of resistance to the Chinese occupation in Tibet. Southwest China. Okay, well, how about some of their childhood interests? That would make for a good story.
Okay, no. We need
Oh, yeah.
illegal in China because some Chinese students said he looked like the Chinese president.
So this isn't technically true. Winnie the Pooh itself
Yay, we don't have to constantly play above spikes.
in Shanghai, but you definitely can't post anything that might insinuate any similarities between the President Xi Jinping and Winnie the Pooh, which I don't know why you would. Anyways, personally, I don't notice any similarity at all. Long live Xi Jinping, ruler of the Chinese Communist Party. The boys get
Easy
more
one.
and more annoyed by all this censoring, and the producer shares an important
In the original, once you destroy the nose, you would permanently be stuck. You see the spikes, how the walls closed in right next to the spikes. It fully closed in around the spikes, but you can wall jump off of it
amount of weed in the suitcase, and Randy is such a
on it.
massive idiot that he
But
doesn't
yeah.
understand why that's a bad thing.
Here we go. JC, now I take the weed.
He ends up in a Chinese
Okay.
labor camp.
Well, anyways, guys, remember, like and subscribe to join the Sigma Squad, and that's all.
Being